Good morning, everyone. Good Tavach, Shavua Tov. We are continuing here in the CHOFETZ CHAIM, and we have a Hagah, we have a addendum that the CHOFETZ CHAIM writes to the halachas that he's saying over here about accepting the gossip and the lashon hara that one hears. And he says like this: the acharei she'azreini Hashem levar b'chlal zeh. Once that HaKadosh Baruch has helped me to be able to explain in this part of the Sefer Kama v'kama inyanim halacha, many different points related to this halacha about accepting lashon hara. Amarti levar oid davar echad. I have decided I want to clarify one more point. Af she'ein zeh mi'inyan ha-sefer, even though it's not really what this sefer, what this work is all about. Shemiyuchad al prat yisur lashon hara. Really, I wrote this sefer to talk all about the details of lashon hara. Aval pi kein lo nimnati mizeh. Nevertheless, I did not refrain from addressing this particular point. Because it's something that many people stumble in. And that is, often when the Yetzer Hara will incite, let's call him Ruvain, to mock and to ridicule his friend Shimon, the Yetzer Hara is going to convince Reuven at the same time not to say the mocking and ridiculing words openly to Shimon, because then what's going to happen? Shimon's going to get defensive, and he's going to respond, and he's going to try to mock Reuven instead. So the Yetzer Hara is very crafty over here, and he says like this: also, the Yetzer Hara convinces Reuven over here, you're not going to look like such a wise person if you give your lashing and your verbal abuse to the guy in his face, because he ends up coming back at you. So you got to do things smart and clever. Rather, says the Yetzer Hara, you know what you need to do? You have to come with very cunning words that are ambiguous, that are very sly, so that it's not so clear that what you're saying right now is negative about him. They won't really understand what you're saying. Rak achar hizbainin is only after they begin to think about what you said, and then they realize that you were being crafty and tricky over here, and you were making fun of Shimon. And at that time, Shimon is going to be left, the one you're talking about, humiliated and disgraced, because he will not be able to defend himself immediately. Remember, really what he wanted to do, Reuben wanted to go to his face and say and make fun of him and rag on him and put him down. But the Yetzer Hara says you can't do that. He's going to fight you back to your face, and he's going to end up making you look bad. So the Yetzer Hara says, so you know what you have to do? You have to be very cunning. You have to be very sly. You have to be very careful. Do things in such a way that he will not realize what you're doing. Even the people that you're talking to won't realize how much you're making fun of Shimon over here. And by the time that they realize what you did, it's too late. Shimon cannot defend himself. And even when, says the Yetzer Hara, when Reuven, when it will become clear that Reuven was putting down Shimon and making fun of him, when it becomes publicized, everybody say, "Oh, Reuven, you're so clever because you found the way to say over lashon hara, or we found a way to tease and poke fun at Shimon without Shimon being able to do anything." So the Yetzer Hara is very crafty. He's very clever. He makes it in such a way that a person is going to fall into this pit of destruction of saying over not nice things and ridiculing and making fun of somebody else when he should not be. So this is the first part of this Hagah. We know now what the problem is. Tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem, we'll see what you transgress by doing such a terrible thing. Have a wonderful day.